Today is December 3rd. It's a Tuesday. It's 5:18 p.m. So I'm on my last of the last uh, trading challenge with funding traders. I have completely depleted my bankroll, and now these rules that used to just wipe my account, cause me to lose. Uh, Apparently, it looks like it seems to be. I suppose it's like cutting diamond, right? It's like it's like cutting. It's like it's like those people who cut diamond. Okay, so I've seen documentaries. I've never documentaries, and what they do is they take this rough diamond, and then they analyze it, and then what they do is they have a picture of what can come out of it. And then initially they make the rough cuts, rough. And then they make finer cuts. And then they polish it. And then they facet it, or whether that comes first or whatever it is. And then they polish it even more. And they thoroughly inspect whatever's inside, whether there's inclusion in it or however it's made. They look at it. And then they finally place uh, the the finishing touch into a diamond. So trading seems to be on a prop firm basis, looks to be very similar. What I've noticed about there are rules in prop firm challenges that I was not aware of because I was unable to peel away the layers of complication complexities of trading, which is essentially when I first buy a challenge, it's like a rough diamond. And as I start to trade and discover things about it, I'm chipping away the rough edges to place it into a finely tuned solution. And so, in order to pass through the challenges, I have to be a finely perfected jewel. I have to be a finely perfected diamond. So I was working for this company many years ago before I got uh, laid off, or before I got fired for me acquiring a felony conviction. And so and before then, I was working many hours because I was there by myself, and my kids were in Boise, and my ex-wife was in Boise. So I was working long hours, and the boss at the time he told me, um, "Don't get burnt out." And I told him, um, uh, "Diamonds are created under heat and pressure." He says, "I'm going to be a diamond, right?" That's what I said. And so it really what that means is uh, perfecting myself into becoming and consistently uh, being a professional day trader means that I have to be a diamond. So like uh, investment practice. One of them is there's a thing called diamond hand, holding it through whatever it is to a certain point where profit is the expected profit is. But until things come to fruition, there will be tremendous amount of undulations within the P&L. So what these little rules are reminding me of, like the high frequency trading rule, which seems to be in error to me, because if I put a stop loss in, it is there to protect me from losing a lot. But they consider that as a high frequency trading, which requires me to hold it for a certain amount of time, which will, if the trade goes against me, then I cannot sell within a certain period of time, which causes the P&L get a wild swing, it could essentially cause the account to be blown. I mean, that's the way it is. That's how it works. So these are the polishing part. These are the polishing part of of being a platform trader. And all these things that happen, it costs. I mean, it costs money to split them open and get the rough edges out of me, which apparently so I would say that I've probably failed like almost 300 now. I think it's almost 300 platform challenges so far. Uh, and all these things were there for me to finally uh, finally uh, shape myself into somebody who turns into essentially a diamond, a finally polished and chiseled and polished and faceted a diamond. And that's the only way to be rock solid, solid consistency in trading. So I've managed to avoid in this last one that I have in my trading to avoid these 15-second rule, which is the HFT. Uh, there was one instance where I traded this one here, but it just hit stop loss within in 15 seconds, and I just couldn't do anything about it. It hit in 15 seconds, right? Right here it's 33. That's 18, so that's 15 seconds right there, and I lost 14 bucks on it. But that triggered a warning from the prop firm saying, "Hey, you can't do that. You have to allow these things to happen. Hopefully, in the future they'll fix that." Based on the definition of high frequency trading, is essentially doing this on a repeated basis, not just on instances where it's a stop loss, but trading on a repeated basis that creates a pattern of high frequency trading, a not these instances where I put a stop loss in that allows me to exit the trade early, right? So it just doesn't make any sense at this stage. And that goes as far as the other platforms are concerned. They have these 1 minute rule, but apparently if it's within 1 minute, it could either count or count against you based on whether that trade was profitable within less than a minute or something like that. That's how certain other platforms take care of it. But for this they have a they have an interesting way of doing it, which is unfavorable. It is favorable for them, but it is truly a critically unfavorable that could undermine because it is a giant hole in the trading. So currently on day two, essentially day one or day two of this account here, and so far I am up $837 on this platform challenge, which is a 10K. I've blown everything else for a consistency for a high frequency trading rule. I mean, it's so unfortunate it's that way, but it's I didn't realize on a higher level that I was doing that until I got to the stage where I was actually passing challenges now. And so the fact that I was able to do this by observing uh, these these rules, and I made about it. So that this is approximately about 8.37%, and I need 10%. So I need 1.63% more to do, and I hope to do that today, and then this trading day, uh, and then the next, and then as soon as I pass this, I'm going to do the same thing, and I should be able to pass the second phase, and then after that, I should be able to get funded. And once I get funded using the same method that I have, I should be able to gain gain my PNL, and then this should be essentially the uh, this should be it. People these diamond cutters and jewelers should be able to put that diamond into a ring, and then put the finishing touches and then place it onto the showcase. Is that what it's called? It's a showcase.